first in 1901, second in 1919, and then most extensively in 1958, where the site was virtually cleared of all of the stones. Then the site was excavated, and then the heavy lifting equipment came back in and put the stones into remade holes on which they were backfilled with ready-mixed concrete. Sadly, Stonehenge is today nothing more than a modern representation of an ancient monument, because it was dismantled and rebuilt. Yet the guidebooks, the history books, and the official documents all say Stonehenge was built 4,000 years ago or thereabouts. There's no reference that it was built in 1958 using ready-mixed concrete and steel and wooden blocks. How the British government got away with destroying an ancient monument, rebuilding it, I've absolutely no idea. And the real reason that the excavation work was carried out, and the real reason, and that the tunnelling underneath the site. But what is more important than any of that is the alignments. We can now never know for sure where those stones were aligned to. There is no way of ever getting that information back. The approximation that we now have, that is being passed as some form of ancient, untouched, apart from conservation work site, is nothing of the sort. It is a rebuild, it's a copy, it's a replica of what was there. It goes to dismantling an ancient historic site. It goes to excavating an ancient historic site. And then it goes to rebuilding a site which is now no longer historic because it was taken down and it was rebuilt in the 1950s. So, as far as I'm concerned, that site is now a modern representation of something that used to be there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're floating in space.
Right, lads. Haven't done a video in a while since the world ended on the 10th of December 21st, but this is interesting. Stonehenge, England. Salisbury Plain, built by Stone Age man, 2700 BC. Or was it? This is a site, pre-construction, 1954. Here's a set of pictures showing the site getting built. The photos apparently come from Russia, from one of the KGB archives or something, but it's pretty interesting, and lots of interesting photos. I'll put a link to the address. Look, there they are, putting the capstones on, digging the trenches for putting the other ones in. A lot of work, a lot of people involved too. You'll see all the construction people, all the kids and all sorts of stuff, who's alive and what's going on. guys inspecting the stones before they put them into the ground. Now, I never heard any mention of Stonehenge in a Doomsday Book or anything like that. In fact, all I know about Stonehenge was that apparently, according to the Irish legend, it was stolen from Uisneach, which is the centre of Ireland, and it was taken to England by Merlin the wizard, so that's all I know about it. But these photos look pretty authentic, and it'd be a hell of a job to stage manage them. A lot of working on, so I don't know what the crack is anyway. See what you think. I'll put a link to the blog spot where they are, and anybody recognises anybody in the photos could verify whether they're true or not. How does Stonehenge get there? Built in 1854. Never heard it mentioned by Shakespeare or any of them other ones really. Like, does Chaucer mention it in the Canterbury Tales? You know what I mean? And you don't hear much really about Salisbury Plain or battles being fought around it or anything like that, and you'd think at a plain they would have battles because that's where the Irish have their battles, in the plain of the Boyne, like. So there you are, load of crazy photos of Stonehenge. Check out the story. He must be alive somewhere. Who is he? He'd be 60 or 70 now. Right, thank you very much and good luck. One love, people get ready.
The modern story of restorations at Stonehenge begins in 1880 when the site was surveyed by William Flinders Petrie, who also established the numbering system for the stones that is in use to this day. Restoration began in 1881. Several stones were in danger of falling, and shortly after Stone 22 collapsed in a New Year's Eve storm on the 31st of December, 1900. The first major restoration in 1910 involved the straightening and concrete setting of stone number 56, which was in danger of falling. During the 1920 restoration, William Hawley, who had excavated nearby Old Sarum, excavated the base of 6 stones and the outer ditch. The site was re-excavated in the 1940s and 1950s. Experts discovered carved axes and daggers on the Saracen stones. In 1958, the stones were restored again when 3 of the standing Saracens were re-erected and set in concrete bases. The last restoration was carried out in 1963 after stone 23 of the Saracen Circle fell over. The modern story of restorations at Stonehenge begins in 1880 when the